A very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls. Welcome to another episode on the Life Signatures Radio. It's been 3 days when we started a new series. We're talking about we're talking about the importance of the Spirit in our crafts, the importance of injecting the Spirit in our crafts. And this is something that is close to my heart, and we're going to run with it for a couple of days. This is the Life Signatures podcast. It's a daily show focused on the subjects of purpose, productivity, and resilience every working day. That's what we're going to be talking about, and any other thing in between. So if you're joining us for the very first time, you're welcome aboard. It's a teaching. It's an inspirational, it's a motivational podcast. It's a virtual incubator for purpose, productivity, and resilience. So to get the gist of where we've come from in the past, in this new series, just go back 2 or so episodes and start from there. Then come back here and we continue building on what it is that we're doing, because this is a building up on each other. Message is building on the previous and the previous and the previous and so on, so that it can be able to make sense. Today, let us go deeper. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
I can almost guarantee you that if you look back in your life and you look at a place or a moment, a special moment that blew your mind off, it is because someone somewhere orchestrated that particular moment to serve you in such a way, and the reason as to why they did that could have been that they had injected Spirit, or they were infusing Spirit into their craft. Of course, at the ideal level, there is basically no separation. There should not be a separation between our crafts and Spirit. It should be one and the same thing. Like, it shouldn't even need quality assurance when you're dealing with stuff. I mean, if Spirit is involved, then we know that there is going to be excellence. There's going to be care and so on. I will always go back to the story of Steve Jobs telling Steve Wozniak to make sure that the interior, the internal parts, where the circuits and the wirings of the Mac are done, that they are as excellently assembled and put together in a smart way and in a neat way, just like they care about the inside. They care about what is not seen the same way that they care about what is seen and what is touched and what is experienced. That is Spirit. That is Spirit that is responsible for that kind of an outlook. Because to be honest with you, how many people know that it's possible to just put as long as the Mac is working, I don't need to see how smartly assembled it is inside. As in, I'm never even gonna open there, am I? But the Spirit behind Apple doesn't do that. It goes ahead and makes sure that everything is perfectly in sync. There should be no difference. There should be no separation between Spirit and craft. It should be one and the same thing. If I go and sit and watch a movie, I shouldn't regret I should be inspired and motivated. I should be blown away by the excellence that has been put into that particular movie. Hopefully, if someone is coming to experience this podcast, they should feel that spirit and care and research has been put inside of this. There should not be a separation between craft and spirit in anything we do. Most certainly, there should not be a separation between leadership and spirit. But, I'm not going to go into the angle of leadership because it's a whole series altogether. So someone might be asking, what are you talking about, this spirit business? What are you talking about? We answered that question yesterday, saying that if you wanted to know what is behind what you're doing, you only have got to ask the question, why do you do what you do? Are you doing it for payday and sundown? Or are you doing it for transformation, for impact, for change, for solutions, for value creation? See, those are the two schools of thought. You've arrived as an organization when most of the people who work together with you, they are doing things and they have infused that spirit inside of what they are doing. You have a problem when you visit an organization, or when someone visits your organization and they ask around, and the answers they get from your lieutenants, the answer they get from your foot soldiers is an answer related to a task that they are doing at hand when you ask about why they're doing what they're doing. And the answer is not connected to the spirit of the organization. So we should know what the spirit is by asking that particular question. Now, matters related to the spirit in your craft, they are what I call end to end. Let's talk about that today. Have you ever been in an organization where the vision is known? It's not even known, by the way. It's been written, okay? It's been written and it's been placarded and put there on a wall. It's on a wall, but it's not in people's spirits. It's not in people's hearts. In fact, you can be in an organization where people do not know what the vision of the organization is. I worked with a very huge conglomerate telecom company some years back. And you will go into departments and ask people, what is the vision of this organization? You will not get an answer. Why are they doing what they're doing? You will get an answer. But the organization is moving and all that stuff and so on and so forth. That's not the ideal. The spirit, matters related to the spirit in my craft, these matters should be end to end. What does end to end mean? It means that I should not sit down and define what my vision is, what my purpose is, and what the spirit behind it is, and then I just put it on a piece of paper and I put it on, hang it on a wall, and then I go and do the opposite. That's what we see in very many organizations. Have you ever noticed there's a funny thing that goes on social media? Someone was saying that you should be very careful the names you give to your daughters and to your sons. Yesterday I was robbed by Abraham. You know what the Abraham means? Abraham means a father of faith, exalted father, father of faith, father of many nations. How can a father of many nations rob? So anyway, the spirit is an end-to-end thing. In other words, you cannot have a place where the spirit in my craft is not needed. It is end-to-end, it is complete, it's infused. There should never be a separation. You need the spirit when you're starting out, when you're recruiting. You need to communicate that spirit to the people whom you're going to work with. In fact, by the way, you don't even need to communicate that spirit. You know what you need to do? You need to scan. One of the biggest mistakes we make, and I know it probably is because of time and all that, but one of the biggest mistakes we make is we just open the doors to anyone and everyone, and we think we're going to sift through them by giving them interviews. They are never enough. The best way, I saw someone asking in a newspaper the other day, isn't headhunting unfair? Why couldn't they just advertise for that particular job? Because I thought I fit the bill. I have the qualifications for that particular job. Let me tell you, qualifications is one wing. Spirit is another. You can have someone who is highly qualified, but the spirit is against what you guys are doing. So in recruitment, by the way, like I was saying, you should not even just look at communicating the message of the spirit of your organization at recruitment. You should actually silently headhunt. If it's possible, look around how people carry themselves, because people exude the spirit behind them. They have the skills and they have the spirit and they exude. And you carefully handpick, and then you carefully train and impart whatever it is that you want to impart in them as far as the spirit is concerned to your organization. Spirit of your organization is concerned. When you're recruiting, you need to communicate that spirit to the people whom you're going to work with. And when you're interacting with clients and customers, and they need to feel, they need to sense there is something extra here. It's not she didn't just give me food, but she cared about how I'm doing. She looked at my face, I looked sad, and she wanted to find out. There's that spirit. It actually goes beyond the written code. It goes beyond the expected. It is humane. We talked about this in a previous episode when we're doing another series. So when you're interacting with clients and customers, they need to feel the spirit, because you are exuding it, you are living it, you are embodying it. It's oozing out. The spirit is supposed to ooze out. That's what we see with Apple. No wonder they're a $1 trillion company. It just comes out of them. It's by nature. It's part and parcel of them. The worst thing you can do is to lecture your customers about the spirit of your organization and say, oh, we are full of integrity. They don't need that. They don't need to be told by word of mouth. They need to feel it. They need to sense it. They need to see it without you communicating. There's this saying people normally say, your word speaks so loud I cannot hear what you're saying. Let them feel the spirit by you doing what you said you do. By you just caring. Let them just feel it, right? Let them just sense that there's something different. How many restaurants do we have in one location? Several restaurants, but each of them is different. What is the difference? There is injecting craft in the spirit. The level of the operation of spirit in their craft is what makes the difference. So spirit is end to end. It better be felt. It better be seen. It better be exuded. It better be embodied than prophesied or professed or spoken over. Oh, we are an organization that is full of integrity. We are an open policy or leadership. No, you don't need to tell us your open door policy. Just open the door and let people walk in. You don't need to tell people we're an open door policy. Your words should be to yourself, not to the people who are experiencing you. The people who are experiencing you should feel your attitude, should feel your action, should feel and sense your spirit. Why? Because you've taken time to embody it. Now, it is possible to serve in a restaurant without having an aspect of the spirit. Sometimes people don't even care. I just want a meal in my stomach. Stop asking me very many questions of how I'm feeling. There is that. And someone who is attuned to the spirit, they'll also sense, I don't need to do that. Anyway, what we're communicating today is that when it comes to putting spirit in our craft, there should be no separation. It should be end to end from the get-go. the previous episodes we talked about starting with it. But we're talking about it being end to end. Now, the thing with this is that we've got to be intentional about it. Otherwise, we will drop the ball. Tomorrow we're going to go deeper. Until then, bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.